ascetical component. The snake, for the ancient Greeks, it was a symbol between the upper world of the living and the underworld of the dead. The snake loses its skin once or twice per year. And observing this peculiar behavior, the ancient Greeks realized that perhaps the snake, it was a symbol of resurrection and rebirth. And it became the symbol of medication during the Ancient. Now, the Asclepieion, of course, island, it is composed of 3 terraces, as you can see, connected with 3 majestic staircases. The first staircase has 23 steps, the second one 30 steps, and the third one 60 steps. It's a long way up. Whoever is able to climb up the 3 staircases, the 3 flights of steps, without palpating, sweating, feeling ready to die, it is a sign. It is a sign that you are really good in health, and you will grow old when you will grow really old. You are fit and you will grow old. Anyway, there is a path though behind you that is leading to the top of the Asclepieion, yeah? And you won't have to climb up all the steps. So, as I mentioned earlier, the ancient Greeks used to arrive over here from all over Greece and the nearby Greek islands as a last resort in the recuperation and healing. Arriving over here, the husbands, the wives, the chaperones, the relatives, they have to stay in the ground floor, in this area. In the area of the parking space, we know the existence that there was in the Ancient over there an ancient theater for tragedies and comedies, for the pleasure of the chaperones, the relatives, and a hippodrome for gambling, for the gambling of the relatives and the chaperones, expecting everybody else to return back from the 3 steps of therapy, the 3 steps of life. Now, if we try to imagine ourselves getting sick arriving over here, what we had to do, it was to climb up the first staircase with the 23 steps and to pass through the entrance, the main entrance of the Asclepieion, that it was located on the top of the first staircase where the tree is standing now. As soon as we were passing through the main entrance of the Asclepieion, the next step of therapy for us would have been to take a recovery room in the colonnade, having the shape of the Greek letter pi with red tiled roofs all around the area. For all of you that you will climb up the first staircase, you will see half part of the columns standing, the columns of the colonnade, supporting the whole area. Every single recovery room, it used to have the capacity of 6 to 8 accommodation beds. You have to imagine a blending of illnesses, women suffering from gynecological disorders, men suffering from broken legs. They used to share the same rooms, the recovery rooms, expecting to be examined by a secret fraternity of priest therapists that used to be called asclepiades, a name that derives directly from the healer god Asclepios, and they were supposed to be a fraternity. First of all, priests, that's the reason for the existence of the temples on the second terrace, and secondly, doctors. Yeah, priest therapists, priest physicians over here. From the windows of the recovery rooms, what we could see back then, it was a retaining wall with niches, arches in a line. This retaining wall with niches, arches in a line, it used to have statues on display. Statues depicting either the god Asclepios, the god of health, or Hygeia, health, his daughter. When we drink a glass of wine in Greece, we say yamas. That means to your health, to the goddess health, the daughter of the god Asclepios. These statues, and there are 2 headless ones, original ones on display over there, used to be donations of other sick people who got lucky. They had found the right cure that they were looking for, and they wanted to show their gratitude, donating something back to the place. But the interesting thing is that underneath every single statue on display, there was always an inscription referring to the name of the donator and the reason for the donation. For example, me, Mariana, I donate the statue of the healer god Asclepios because I had a broken leg and I was cured in the year 350 BC. These kind of inscriptions used to provide a placebo effect, an auto-suggestion effect to everybody else expecting their treatment in the recovery rooms, in the colonnade. clever marketing and advertising for the place. The first terrace, it was used for the physical treatment, yeah. So as soon as we were arriving over here, what we had to do first of all, it was going to the bath. The big building in the corner stands for the local Roman bath. And it was the time for the calidarium, frigidarium, depidarium and sauna. Sauna room, cold baths, lukewarm baths, hot baths for the cleansing of the body. After the Roman baths, it was the time for diet, avoiding all the animal products. No meat, no cheese, no milk. They were allowed to eat a lot of vegetables, grains, cereals, and drinking a lot of herbal teas over here. Cleansing and dieting, yeah, very, very important to them. Then it was the time for music therapy, for relaxation, sun therapy for relaxation, and when it comes to people suffering from severe cases of melancholy, severe cases of depression, psychological problems, minor and psychological problems, minor cases of schizophrenia, minor cases of bipolar people. This kind of people, after finishing with the physical treatment, the most popular treatment available to them in the Asclepieion, of course, and in general in the rest medical centers of the ancient Greek world, it was sending them to sleep into like a pack of sardines in some underground room with no windows for ventilation purposes. 20 people unknown to each other with their own personal individual problems, and at 12 o'clock at midnight, from a crack, an opening on the ceiling of the roof, they used to drop on them hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of snakes. Snakes! Not poisonous snakes, mice-eater snakes. But again, it doesn't matter. It was the most popular treatment over here. And why snakes? Why snakes? Electricity, it wasn't invented up yet. So the electric shock therapy, it wasn't invented up yet. And they were believing in the adrenaline shock therapy, providing to them with the help of harmless mice-eater snakes. Similar to Indiana Jones movie back in the 80s. With Harrison Ford. So as you can imagine, for all the people suffering from psychological problems, they had managed to survive the pure horror and terror at 12 o'clock at midnight, and if they had managed to survive, next day, and didn't have a heart attack, next day in the morning, they were smiling. They were smiling. Life is beautiful. They could see life with another perspective, and the treatment was working like a clock. And this kind of treatment, it used to provide individually, activate the immune system, the defensive system of each case separately. And life was beautiful. Next day in the morning, they were smiling. So after finishing with the physical treatment, it was their time to go upstairs, and upstairs there are two temples. Two temples. The temple with the Ionic column standing on the right, it is the temple with the red tiled roof in my photo. This is the temple of the god Asclepieion, Ionic temple. In the middle of